It's a channel and the first one of our World Cup design playthroughs in a little while. We are at deadline day, which means that we'll get quite a few courses popping up over the course of today. Um, Apologies, I've got a bit of a cough, so that might happen. I'll mute if it gets crazy. We're going to play Energizers first, which is the ruins of Spaghet, which is interesting. He says blue and black teas are manipulated, but blue is slightly preferred if you're only using one. So we'll go with that. Any wind is fine, but I quite like west. This is a good answer to say. So we're going to give that a go. Generally, courses should play well in most winds, so it's quite nice to have someone. Any real features? Not really. Medium, difficult, tougher, elite slash platinum. Interesting. Geyser doesn't typically make difficult courses, so we're looking forward to this. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Geyser's work, so and he's pretty much one of my go-to guys for feedback on everything or anything that I do. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he brought here. And we've done so we've done the rocks, which is interesting. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Nice little villa of sorts. Put in the effort around here. Rocky coastline is good. Um, I'm using quite a few of these rocks currently, and they are challenging. The one thing I really wish we had was a bit more of a chance to kind of go gradation of colours from the like blacker stuff down the bottom and white straight to the white. Like anything more in between would be great. There's a couple, but it's hard to do. Okay. Really cool environment. And have we crutched on the island? Sure we have. Why not? Oh, and he's gone with his favourite light, bright purple flowers from CC as well. These ones I find look quite good up close, but they're pretty jarring from a distance. Definitely capturing the Greek mountaintop vibe. I'm excited to play a difficult Geyser course for sure. That rock feature back there is very cool as well. What have we done here? Oh, and we've got a par 3 at the base of it, which is always going to be in shadow, but what can you do? That's fun. Ah. Yeah, I'm anticipating the same, Charlie. Oh, which is a good reminder, I need to switch off beginner mode, which is the classic playtesting for major difficulty settings. Leap back up to this. So, okay, the first hole. I'm looking forward to this. Alright, so it's pretty tight. Although you'll get kicked back into the fairway a little bit from this one. You just want to avoid going down into these bunkers. Grass planting's really nice. Good blend of stuff. I think some of the sculpting on this one could maybe go a little lower here. I know this is a different hole, but whenever you're splying here, you always get it just doesn't quite dip properly. We'll come back to that one later, though, I'm sure. Oh, big green. And the spline bunkers are just a nightmare to get right. Done about as good as you can do. Okay. 513-yard par 4 to start. Love it. That needs a kick. Ooh. Just about got one. Gentle handshake indeed. Okay, so had I challenged the bunkers on the right, I get a better look into the green, not going over those two. And that slope's only compounding things. But I think that's kind of okay from here. Like, yeah, that'll do. It's a big enough green and the pin's kind of central, so all is all right. Really interesting green contouring. The thing that works really nicely as well is just the way the little mound in the front is brought in from here. I guess there's four obvious compartments for a pin. I'm assuming we've got one here, and one somewhere towards the back. Start as we mean to go on. Ah, okay, and we've used some of the new cypress trees, which I think are really good as well. Okay, fairway width is completely lying to us because we've got to be central and we've got to deal with this huge mound somehow. I think the answer is we probably lay up, right? 3 wood down to here is you're going to end up in that bowl. Yeah, you've got a longer approach, but you've got a backstop. Greens have a lot of helping slopes on them. Pushed it a little bit, but it should be fine. So take the blindness, that's fine. And then, yeah. Definitely a tough pin to get at. You do have a backstop. But if you're a bit too far right of it, you're being funneled down this way. There's a lot going on the screen. And like the blindness on that shot's kind of fine. It's unavoidable. I knew when I was playing my tee shot that was what I was going to get. But I still think it's better than hitting driver at that mound. Slept a little further right than I thought it might, but then moved left. Less than I thought it would. Nice. Okay, first par 3. Had a lot of uphill par 3s in this contest. So we've had quite a few, and I think this is probably the best of all of them. The only thing I might have liked would have been to have a little bit more of a diagonal on this rather than the like pretty horizontal wall of sand. But I do like the skyline green is cool. Okay. Quite an accessible pin, this one. You've got two, like, if you're just online, you should be getting at it, really. Yeah, everything's kind of feeding it towards. Stop very quickly. I guess it's going uphill. It's rolling out a little less. I feel like this might have been one where I wouldn't have splined the bunkers. They're not that close to the edge, and just you're going to get more definition on the sculpting when you're using shapes like you've got around here. Maybe that is splined as well, but it's the fairway that stops it quite working as we'd like. There, I think. Oh, that needs to sit. There we go. It's a very nice start. I love that you're seeing the flag way off that way and wondering how the hell you get there. Okay. Love this. Okay. So the further I bail out this way, the harder that second shot becomes. The more we're playing down the slope. And yeah, this is challenging. Love the bunkering here. I love the scale of this hole more than anything. I don't know. My one little thing with the planting is I've never, and this is probably a personal thing, I've never loved this kind of very green grass that I don't think blends all that well. But that is most definitely a me thing. Yeah, exactly. I said at the start, exactly. It's the, ah, that's annoying. the standard core Crenshaw template that I think just works really, really well. Great pin for it as well. But there's enough wrinkles, and like leaving. My typical way would be to have the hazard tucked right up against it, but I think the runoff probably plays a little bit better. Right, let's just hack an iron down there somewhere. Oh no, that's gone badly. It's fine, it's fine. Everything is fine. Just sit somewhere on the green. Nope. It's one of those really good par fives where if you're out of position slightly off the tee shot, you're just making every subsequent shot harder, which I think always works really nicely. But it requires having a huge amount of pressure on that tee shot, which I think you nailed. This is a very classic Geyser look off the tee, where you've got one little kind of aiming bunker. And the reason this one works, yes, it's a blind bunker, but you've got this one in front of us that tells us if you hit over this one, you're in a different bunker, which I think is a cool way of doing it. Really good green site. It just sits very lightly on the land. Works naturally. Bunkering around the green is great.
See how hitting her turn.
Well, we'll see, Trace. I'm kind of happy to hit out to the right on this one. I feel like hitting... I might be missing something. I feel like you'd always want to hit right on this one. Because you're opening up this side a bit more. You're taking on the diagonal false front less than if you're going up this way. No, I probably would have defended the right side a bit more than the left. I guess there's the mound, but other than the par 5, this is going pretty well. Yeah, maybe, but it's a pitch shot. I think. Okay. So here we're just avoiding bouncing down into this rough. Another good green. Okay. Kind of feel like 3-wood is fine again. Oh, that's not the tempo we wanted. But some very friendly sculpting. Yeah, this is why you don't fast it off, or hit horrible slow off the tee. Okay. That's not the swing either.
Just hit better golf shots.
Oh, that's fine. I will happily take a par after that tee shot. I think Geyser has gotten sneaky good with his planting. Like, the little bits of grass here that are slightly different work really nicely. Clusters of trees, which we know is a thing that works naturally. It's not overdone the rocks in the background and the trees on them. It's very understated, I would say, Geyser planting. Apart from the purple flower. Well, this one's fun. So if you do carry this, you get a really We get run down quite a way short. I wonder, did you... Okay. No, we're always playing from this tee. I feel like with the little Valley of Sin, this could have been an interesting one if you tempt people to drive up quite close to it. Yeah, though, 418. He very, very does. Don't go through. And it went through. But, a lot of green to work with. Not disastrous. I feel like I've gotten the nicest pin on this green that was possible. Do love the ruins in the background. You've done those really nicely. Hit the slope. Hit the slope. Didn't quite take it. Right. This is just a really, really well done fantasy course. That, like, somehow still feels real. Ugh. Don't like this part. I might need to slow down. That's okay. Again, after the tee shot, we'll take a 4. Ah, kind of more double plateau than Biarritz, I would say. But there's a hint of it. There's a lot going on the sloping. I guess if you're landing it here, you're rolling up and then it's taking you just a little closer to here. Go a bit too far, obviously, you're way down here and that's not the miss. Really good bunker placement here for the pin that's around about here. It's right where you'd want to land the ball. Yeah. Lots of this I'm really liking. Well, all of it, really. 3-iron, will that do? Might. Eh? Worst case scenario, and it's still kind of like on the green somewhere. Somewhere. That's all right. I feel like that's the worst case scenario with that club. Whereas if I try and get it to that back plateau, you run risks of more things going wrong. Love the sculpting around the green, just like little detail work like around here. You can see it's not just all one flat or is it flatten or simple runoff. Like there's good shaping work that's been done. It's too high. Still 4 under I will take. It is definitely challenging. Another great little bunker string. Definite little hints of sandbelt influence with how the bunkering layers really nicely. It's such a shame the rendering on the splines just isn't what we'd want. Another really funky green. I'm immediately looking forward to playing this one on multiple pin sets just because I feel like you get some really quirky pin positions. Okay. So cling as close to these bunkers, play out here, and you're kind of coming in over this one. We're just going to look at this bunker from this direction because it's not really fair to judge someone on the game's poor rendering. It looks good. Nice. I can see that. And yeah, if we hedge our bets too close to these bunkers, even if we're landing in the fairway, we might end up in them, which is fine. Am I gonna... Yeah, okay. Tree's not really in play. This is fine. Ooh. Kind of awkward distance. Might need to sit a little. I don't know. Good sailboat placement. Somewhere JC has just smiled and he doesn't really know why. I think the ocean works really nicely because we haven't. It's been used as a backdrop all that much. It hasn't been like right in your face. It is very much cliff tops and then, yeah, lots of nice negative space. I love the rock work down here. It looks very, very good. I know which ones you're predominantly using. Mostly just one rock, maybe two. Two. Nice. Okay. Par 5 with a hilarious green. Okay, so we want to go at this green in 2 for sure. Slightly awkward tee shot. No. It's just not the tee shot to hit. Damn it. Yeah, of course. I think Jai's flexing his major muscles with this one a little bit. Even this, when you do lay up, that's a cool view. I might have brought a little bit more planting in here. Just short, like we could have dragged some of this out and like the patchier grass a little bit. But we nitpick. Just right in that club selection I just do not have. Can't hit a pitching wedge flop. This has gone badly. Thought I might have had it. I don't think so. Like whoops, wasn't paying attention. The meter for like rocks do not take up very much at all. Like genuinely tiny amounts. Even the newer ones don't. Well, some of the newer high res ones do. Most of the ones he's using won't. I mean, I love this backdrop. It's very big and bold and just really cool. And like, yeah, we're gonna have a little walk up from playing this par 3. We're gonna walk from there to there. I'm completely fine with that. We'll come back to that hole in a minute. Okay. Higher plateau, just somewhere up there is good. Greens have been really varied so far. Didn't really want to hit a slow, but it's better than a fast. That little sailboat is doing a lot of work for us. No, missing low, way low. Greens are certainly challenging.
Fire!
It is. Hey, Giles, I'm glad you could join. So I'm sure you'll get comments from people saying it's dark, no one cares, like, or no one. It's, of course, it is. I do wonder at what stage you decided the lighting for this one. Rocks in the background look really good as well. This is one of those fun kind of, in my head, I term them as like extendable par 3s where it can play like 4 clubs different, which is a nice trick to pull. I guess my one critique with the lighting would be that the grass looks a little bit odd on the bunkers when it's gone really dark. But I don't know what more you could do. I'd probably just put a couple of bushes around it or made it a little less patchy. Yeah, somewhere on there is fine. Yeah, I don't know. Cars, shipping containers, like what else? Grandstands take up a huge amount of meter. I don't know. A lot of it's to do with like how high resolution they made the objects. So like the rocks are generally very low res, but you blow them up. So they cover a lot, but actually the single object doesn't take up that much, I think. Love the bunker cluster here. Like I say, really like there's a lot of little sandbell vibes going on with the bunkering. Somewhere out this side's good. Oh, it's a long way downhill. It's just I'm not good with elevation, so we're just gonna hit this way and just hope it's all right. It's fun. Okay. How far will this go? Probably not far enough. That's a really fun shot. We'll take a two-putt birdie. That's significantly better than the last par 5 in terms of how I played it. Love this. The remove heavy rough texture, although it's probably just using the trees and not actually removing anything. But that hillside works really nicely as a big feature. And yep, okay. We want to be way out here. Though, it's tempting me with that little backstop. Yeah, of course Matty likes it. It's a silly narrow green. Go for that pin. You would say that. Fine. On your head, Beatrizer. Sit hard. Oh, screw you. And into heavy rough. It's so well designed. For the record, I wanted to lay up to hit. Does heavy rough removal cost meter? I don't know. I didn't think it really did. It was just a brush. Mm-hmm. It's. I love pins like this. Like work really well for a difficult course where it looks like it's a really generous pin and tempts you into going for it because it's got a backstop. But if you go beyond it, suddenly that slope's all working away from you, and it's much easier to go beyond it than it is to land short of it. Grab. There we go. Well, we'll make it out with a 4. That's fine. We're just hitting over another green. Oh, the previous green. Although, no, we're not really. This is fine. It's on an island and it's very fantasy and there's rock formations. I don't think we should worry too much about over the corner of a green. I would love to have the pin down here. like loads of ways you can get to it. This one, that little slope behind the pin's a bastard. Over the trees. Hey, Nitro. You're going to play yours next. Oh, no. That's okay. Pin one's in the bowl. Excellent. Bunker layering here is just beautiful. I love that you can't really tell that there's fairway between the two, and yet there's loads. It just looks like it's one bunker on top of another. Really classy stuff that will have taken ages to get right. That's gone too far left. See, this is why I wanted the pin down here. Whatever happens, don't go right up the pin. Right, left. Oh, that slowed up big time. Huh. Didn't see that breaking that much. Max plus -2. That's a disappointing bogey. Okay, 16. Just kind of tacking our way back down the hill, which makes sense. I've got to say, for a very wild plot, you've used it really well. Like, it's been a variety of different slopes, and yeah. Okay. Don't turn too much. Absolutely love this bunker complex cutting out of the left-hand side. I did. I'm very excited to see it. That could be good. A little too far. Got to do the elevation change. Oh well. I really don't have very much to critique on this one. It's just very, very good. I think what works really nicely as well is there's like a lot of really unique holes. Ooh. Okay, very downhill par 3. Loads of room to land short. Yeah, there's the occasional part where I would have probably tried just to lower about here a little bit. Yeah. It's really hard to do. The rock work is incredible behind here. Looks seriously good. Like the little touches I really like are the darker grey ones close to the like that are going to be more weathered, close to the water. They really do. And the lighter ones, the more that they're away from it. Like, really hard to do that well. Hey, Rhino. Yeah. Filthy stuff. Okay. That's probably carrying 163. Yeah, probably about that, right? Just pushed it a little. Had the distance. Really simple green as well. Just, you can use this slope to feed it. Oh, right. Just not too far. Right. Speaking of which, might have needed a little bit more than that. Really fun golf hole, and the little grass work in the bunker shouldn't be neglected as well. Works really nicely. And just like that, we're already on 18. We're probably going to wait for another stream. I've got 2 suit tonight, and I will probably get a chance to do it tomorrow or one of the other days this week. Plus, you keep trying to send me viruses. Yeah, same thing as mentioned with like the bunkering. I'd probably just run a lower brush around about here. Okay, don't go too far left. There we go, perfect tempo. Not sure how much I love these rocks compared to the others. I probably would have just chosen the one you used for the bottom of the coastline last time. But yeah, minor. Okay, and really trying to make me hit a fade in here. Against the wind, never happening. Still. Really cool backdrop as well. Where's our clubhouse? Obviously we had it. I saw it earlier, didn't I? Just up and past there. Got a little pathway towards it as well. Nice. Finish up with a birdie. I'm pretty happy with that, with the exception of 10, which was a bit of an aberration. Went quite well. Right, sorry about that. Yeah, really good course. Enjoyed that an awful lot. Looking at the scorecard, they changed how this looks. I swear it looks a bit different. Okay, back nine was it was just that 1/10 where I just kept making mistakes. The par fives are certainly the most challenging set of fives I've played in the contest so far, and a load of really interesting greens and just hole designs. I thought you used the elevation and kind of general slopes really nicely, and it's really well rooted in that it didn't feel too extreme despite sitting on a very extreme plot. And where you did use the elevation, you managed it really carefully, such as on that 13th approach, 17 as well. Yeah, I don't have too much to criticise. I think I'm not sure I'd have gone with the splined bunkers everywhere. I think you could have got some slightly more defined edges, if just limitations of the designer, which you'll know. But that will have all been a decision. I thought the par threes were spectacular. I'm just really looking forward to playing it on a different pin set and seeing how it all like some of the other positions. So yeah, load of fun. So that's going into Group H, which rounds out Group H, and we can get started on judging that one. But I would expect this one will do pretty well. So it's a really fun course, and it for me that kind of really, I guess, treads the line between fantasy and realistic really nicely. Like fantasy courses don't always tend to do so well in contests, but I think this one has so much realism to it. I can see this one doing well. So we're going to be right back in a second, and we're going to play Nitro's course, assuming it's loaded onto PC. If not, I'll just cut the stream. See you later.